I want to welcome you to Jackman Music's Minister Through Music series on choral conducting and choral singing. Okay, you have been called as a ward choir director, and you don't know what to do with your hands. You don't know how to conduct, how to bring in your choir properly. You might think, well, the pianist is playing, so my choir will start singing. That's not always how it works. There are multiple things that you can do that will help it be an easier process for the pianist and for the singers. So let's go ahead and let's just start with what is called the prep breath. And this is the most basic, fundamental thing that you can do, and it works every time. So, for example, if I was just to go like this, like that, you know something's going to come out of me because I did it in a rhythmic way. Okay, so let's say that you're going to sing this note, pa. Okay, so I go like this, pa. So you notice that the breath was rhythmic, pa, the same speed as the note coming out. Okay, that is the most intuitive way for you to communicate with a singer that you want them to sing is through that breath. And you want to show them some confidence that they may not have by standing tall, by looking at them in the eyes. Okay? So the next thing you can do is a motion with your hand. And I'm sure you've seen many times conductors that conduct choirs. There are a lot of ways to do this. You can do it with a baton or with just your hand. A good way to put your hand is to make it so that it's basic. And what I mean by that is if I spread my hand in a way that draws attention to itself, it detracts from what I'm trying to accomplish. So, an easy way to do that is just to gently curve your hand like this. You don't want it to be too rigid, but something where there's just an even point. Okay, and if you have your thumb out, that's okay. That might be used later to show some sort of expression. Okay, but you don't want to do this. Or if you have a baton, you don't want to hold your pinky out. It may feel natural, but then your choir says, well, am I looking at your pinky or your baton? And you have multiple things going on there. So you want your hand just to be relaxed and down. The other thing is you want your wrist to just flow a little bit. Okay, it shouldn't be too rigid. It's not wood, right? So just that. So just try going up and down a little bit. Okay, just pulling like you have like a string attached to your fingers and you let it down. Okay, that's a nice natural way to get your hand to move when people are beginning conducting. Okay, the other thing is knowing how to give a clear beat with that same fluidity of the wrist. Okay, so if you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now I'm conducting with my right hand. It is okay to conduct with your left hand if you're left-handed. A few years ago, it might not have been as acceptable, but it is now, and I see many great conductors, even in the academic world, that use their left hand. So you use the hand that is most comfortable to you. Okay? So let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is called the rebound. 1, that little bounce after lets you know that something just happened. If you went like this, 1, then it ends there and you don't know what else to do. But the rebound is what gives the feel for the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now the speed between those points is also important. If I go like this, 1, 2, right? It doesn't have that flow. So meter the speed between the ictus points. And that ictus points is just a fancy way to say where that beat hits. Okay? Now imagine you have just a little drop of water on your finger and you're trying to get it off with just a little pat like that. Okay, that little pat will give a clear indication of where the beat is to those who are watching you. Okay, 4/4 time is probably the most basic time. In the hymn book, you're going to find a lot of pickup notes. Okay, that pickup note might be beat 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.